Hello, and welcome back to Grumble and Growl. I'm Gail Tosh, your host, as we examine issues from the local to the global perspective so that you can make better choices. So, I have to tell you, my wife and I went to a concert recently, and usually when we go to places like that, my wife, she's busy taking selfies of us in the venue, but she refused this time because the concert was in a church, and she thought that it would be disrespectful. And looking around at the audience, we were visibly some of the youngest people there. And no, we were not there listening to a religious choir. Please, you should know me better than that by now. There was an environmental and social justice folk singer named Alice who was performing there. She was awesome. She was awesome. And she's promised to come on the show, but not today. Not today. She'll be on in the future. Today, I wanted to talk about another guest who was invited to speak to the crowd. Well, I mean, the audience. Crowd is too generous. The speaker was New York State Senator Racheal May. Now, some of you watching will know who she is, but others won't. Now, Senator Racheal May is almost an accidental politician. She's an introvert and progressive in a purple to red district, and she keeps winning. She just keeps winning and making good decisions for New Yorkers. So she was the speaker before the performance, and this is what she talked about. Patriotism. She talked about patriotism, and I hope you're seeing that in capital, bold letters, because I could not believe the speech that this woman gave. She talked about the patriotism of the Minutemen in Lexington, Massachusetts, who had the courage to stand up against what was at the time the greatest army in the world, the British Redcoats. The Minutemen stood their ground and said, hear ye, our English brethren. The tableau is decorated, and there is nary a seat for us, no taxation without representation. And the first shots of the Revolutionary War were fired. She went on to say that she hoped there were people today who had that same fighting spirit and that same courage so that we could fight back against what is happening to our country at the hands of Orange Julius here. Now, this speech left me in shock, not because of the hint of violence, but because it was coming from her to that particular audience. Now, I've been saying for years that we're headed towards a Civil War type event here in the United States. I think we're very close right now to that breaking point. But to hear it coming from a politician has left me feeling somewhat terrified. It's one thing for a blowhard like me to talk about impending civil war, but for a leader like Racheal May to broach the subject, well, that's chilling. Listen, I've had ladies tell me we can't go to war because the other side owns all the guns. Well, that's just not true. In fact, I'm a gun owner. I own 3 guns. Here they are, a 22, a 12-gauge shotgun, and a 270 rifle. And then I had those same ladies ask me to teach them how to shoot. These are terrifying times. You won't serve yourself well if you close your eyes to the signs all around you. Start making plans if you haven't already. Check out my videos from March. They'll give you some good ideas of where to start and what to do. And now that you know, it's time to do something about it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Grumble and Growl. Bye for now.